I was born of Hiranyakashipu. Of what kind he was, you know it. You had to make this special incarnation in order to contain him. Having been born as his son, what should be the pitiable plight I am undergoing? So, I wanted to be careful and avoid this miserable plight. Tat sangabhidaha nirvinnaha mumukshuhu tvam upashtidaha. So I became a seeker of liberation, a seeker of redemption. I wanted to have full spiritual wisdom and deliverance from this life. Therefore, nirvinnaha, I became indifferent to everything. Ma tvam upashtidaha. I decided to rest upon you, rely upon you, depend upon you, live on you. So my aim is very clear and my nature also is there. Such a person, mamam pralobhayotpatya. This kind of an offering of boon you are using. Don't entice me. Don't entice me. Don't allure me. Don't try to titillate my mind. It should not be done. Prahlada's words of confession, they are greatly enlightening to all of us. I would like you to specially make a note of these statements he is making. I don't know whether in any of our spiritual literature there is a kind of a conversation like this between a devotee and God, and especially a 7-year-old devotee like Prahlada. Bhritya lakshana jijnasu bhaktam kameshva chodayad bhavan samsara bijeshu hridaya grandhishu prabho. I can only take it in this manner. You wanted perhaps to test my devotional wholesomeness. Pritya lakshana jijnasuhu. What kind of a devotional caliber, quality or excellence do I have? Perhaps you wanted to know it and test it. For that purpose, bhaktam kameshva chodayati. A simple and a humble devotee like me, you are trying to engage me in seeking a number of boons from me. Bhavan samsara bijeshu hridaya grandhishu prabho. You are trying to engross me, involve me, intertwine me with a number of worldly things and worldly tendencies, hridaya grandhishu, which cause a number of knots in my heart, in my psychology. Na anyatha te akhila guru ghadeta karunatmanah yasta ashisha ashaste nasabhrutyaha savaivanig. Na anyatha. Otherwise, I don't find any justification for you. Oh, Akhila Guru, Akhila Guru. You are supposed to be the teacher imparting true wisdom for all people. As you are an Akhila Guru, I am not able to find reconcile with this statement of yours. I am pleased with you. You seek anything that you want. This kind of an offer I am not able to understand. Ghadeda karunatmanah. You are always merciful and kind to people. Yasta ashisha ashaste. Why am I saying this? There is a reason. Yasta ashisha ashaste nasabhrutyaha savaivanig. If there is a servant or a follower, if he is seeking anything special from his master or lord, he is not a bhrutya or a servant at all. A servant should continuously serve the Lord. And in serving is his fulfillment. In that is his contentment, delight, satisfaction, fullness, choice, everything. There should be no other motivation. That kind of a service should be his only objective. Suppose he starts thinking besides that service, then savai vanig, he is not a bhrutya, he is only a merchant. He has something to sell and he will take something. Na anyatha te akhila guru ghateta karunatmanah yasta ashisha ashaste nasabhrutyaha savaivanig. Ashasano navai bhrutyah swaminya ashisha atmanah na swami bhrutyata swamyam ichhanyo radhicha ashishaha. This is so far as the servant is concerned. Now let me tell you about the master also. Between us, I am the servant and you are the master. Ashasano navai bhrutyah swaminya ashisha atmanah na swami bhrutyata swamyam ichhanyo radhicha ashishaha. Whoever seeks from the master any special consideration, recognition or incentive, he is actually not a servant. In the same manner, na swami bhrutyata swamyam ichhan. Suppose there is a master who wants to specially reward the servant with a view to make him do something additional or impossible. He is not a beloved Swami at all. Whatever he normally has in the relationship, that alone should be there. The servant should always try to serve the master. The master should always like to engage the servant for whatever he needs in a modest manner. Suppose any one of them goes beyond this marked line, then you will find neither one is a servant nor the other is a master. So it has been wrong on your part, my dear Lord, to have offered anything like a boon at all for me. I expect nothing at all. Aham tvagamastvad bhaktaha tvam cha swamyanapashrayah Nyanyatheha avayorartho rajasevagayoriva. My dear viewers, are you sensitive enough to understand what this little boy says and what Sreemad Bhagavatam, Vedavyasadeva, tries to drive home as a message using this occasion? Though speaking through the mouth of Prahlada, it is meant for all adults in this world and also for the children. Aham tu akamaha tvad bhaktaha. What is my position, my dear Lord? You know it, but let me restate it from my side. I am akamaha. I am desire-free, no desire at all. Tvat bhaktaha. I am a wholesome, simple devotee of yours. Tvam cha. What about you? Swami anapashrayaha. You are my Swami. And as a Swami, as an Yajamana, you have no ashraya on me or anybody else at all. While my position is that of a humble, modest, wholesome servant, and yours is a sovereign position as a Swami, with no kinds of expectation or dependence on anybody whatsoever, understand that our relationship is so sacred that there is no question for me for asking you anything from you, and there is no necessity for you to give me anything in special. Our relationship is as itself very auspicious, wholesome and full. No asking, no giving. Nanyatha iha avayorartho rajasevagayoriva. Generally, it is not like a king and his assistant or a servant. The king may have many things to get done from his servants and assistants. So he may reward them every time when something they have done. They will also expect the king to do something specially whenever they do something. So they will have an eye on doing special service at some times. That kind of a king-servant relationship we don't have, my dear Lord. Therefore, yadirasishame kaman varamstvam varadarshabha kamanam hridya samroham bhavadastu vrine varam. Yadi, in spite of my having opened my heart and confessed you in this manner, that I have no expectation of any kind from you, and it is wrong on your part to have tempted me to ask for a boon. I have made it clear. But the fact remains that I am a devotee and you are my Supreme Lord. So whatever you said, I cannot dismiss it. I have to heed it. So heeding it, this is what I have to say. Yasi rasisha me kaman varamstvam varadarshabha. You are always known to bestow boons on the devotees. Being so, if you are bent upon giving me something, I have to say, I have to ask for something. What is this? Kamanam hridya samroham bhavadastu vrine varam. Kamanam hridya samroham. Learn these 8 letters. Kamanam hridya samroham. Kamanam hridi asamroham. Kamanam hridya samroham. Bhavadastu vrine varam. From you, O benign Lord, I am seeking this kind of a boon. What is that? Kamanam hridi asamroham. There should be no sprouting of desires in my heart at all. My heart should become free from desires. It should become immune to desires. At no point of time I should feel the need for a desire at all. Kamanam hridya samroham bhavadastu vrine varam. Yadirasisha me kaman varamstvam varadarshabha. Kamanam hridya samroham bhavadastu vrine varam. Now look, I am reciting or narrating a very old incident that took place. It is in the form of a dialogue between Prahlada on the one hand and the Supreme Lord Mahavishnu in the form of Nrisimha on the other. Though the dialogue is very old, you should understand it is constantly ever current in our minds. It is ever relevant to our minds and it should be ever current in our hearts. What is that? In the matter of your approaching God, try to be as wholesome in your devotion as possible. Be non-expectant. Even if God were to come and ask you, I am prepared to give you a boon. I have recognized your devotion. I want to reward you. When He asks you, don't tell Him that you want anything. Never say, don't make this mistake at all. My dear Lord, I want nothing special from you. I want you and you alone to be in my heart. I want my heart to be free of any desire. The moment I think of a desire and a desired object, your place becomes lesser than that, and my desired object becomes greater and superior. I don't want to lower you down. In my heart, there is only place for you and you alone. Nothing else, nothing else. This should be your approach, nothing else. Be very clear about it. Kamanam hridya samroham bhavadastu vrnevaram. You know, after all, Sreemad Bhagavatam is a scripture. It is a science and a treatise on devotion. So the devotion has to be explained in a scientific, systematic, rational manner. Indriyani manah prana atma dharmo dhrudirmatihi hrihi shrihi tejaha smritihi satyam yasya nashyanti janmana. Why am I saying like that? There is a reason for it. Because the moment desire sprouts in me, it destroys the brilliance and the potential of every faculty in the human system. Indriyani manah prana atma dharmo dhrutir matihi. Indriyani, the power of the senses, it is smitten by desire. Manaha, when there is no desire, our eyes will work so beautifully and auspiciously. When there is no desire, the ears will be maximum effective. Similarly, the nose, the tongue and the skin. The moment desire grips or overpowers my mind, the operation of all these sensory organs will be vitiated. They will bring havoc. So, indriyani, similarly, manaha, the flow of the mind becomes best when it is desire-free. And it becomes worst when it becomes desireful. Pranaha, the life forces also. A desireful mind will contaminate even the prana. Atma, the ego, the jiva. Dharmaha, righteousness. The desire to become rightful. That righteousness, consciousness. Dhrutihi, will. Matihi, the different attitudes of the mind. Hrihi, that conventional lajja to do something undesirable. Shrihi, that Aishwarya, the brilliance of the ways. Tejaha, the valor, the strength of the mind. Smritihi, memory. Satyam, truthfulness. All these nashyanti yasya janmana. The moment desire sprouts in the mind, enters the mind, all these faculties are enfeebled. They will not be able to do anything. Vimunjati yada kaman manavo manasisthidan tarhyeva pundarikaksha bhagavattvaya kalpade. So these two verses are very important. Prahlada, though young, he is explaining why he is not being victimized by a desire. Indriyani manah prana atma dharmo dhrudirmatihi hrihi shrihi tejaha smritihi satyam yasya nashyanti janmana vimunchati yada kaman manavo manasisthidan. Manava, the human. Vimunchati yada kaman manasisthidan. Manasisthidan kaman yada munchati. Whenever he abandons, forsakes, whenever he leaves the desires which are born of his mind, whatever may be the desire, it may be a secular desire, a religious desire, a spiritual desire, this worldly desire or the otherworldly desire. All the desires of the mind produced by the mind, when he abandons them, tarhyeva pundarikaksha, only at that time, then and then alone, he pundarikaksha, bhagavattvaya kalpade. Viewers, are you hearing me? When all the desires produced by the mind, generated by the mind, born of the mind, are consciously, cautiously left, surrendered, abandoned, right then the mind becomes pure, and the pure mind rises to the position of Bhagavan. Bhagavan. That status called Bhagavan, the human mind rises to Kalpade. It is ordained, it is declared as fit to become Bhagavan, that Bhagavatva becomes accomplished. So what is the obstruction to godliness? It is our desire. When our mind becomes desire free, we imbibe and start displaying godliness. Vimunchati yada kaman manavo manasisthidan tarhyeva pundarikaksha bhagavattvaya kalpate. The conversation is over. And what does Prahlada say? Namo bhagavate tubhyam purushaya mahatmane haraye adbhuta simhaya brahmane paramatmane. See the manner in which Prahlada concludes. I wish all of you are able to say this. Namo bhagavate tubhyam. My pranams, my prostrations to you, my dear Lord, who is a Bhagavan, who is Bhagavan. Purushaya Mahatmane. You are the high-souled Purusha. High-souled Purusha. Haraye Adbhuta Simhaya. I prostrate before Lord Hari, who is capable of and ready also to rob all people of all the impurities and sins. Haraye Adbhuta Simhaya. You have assumed the form of a lion, very fierce on the one hand and absolutely wonderful. Nobody has thought of anything like this. It is very fierce and wonderful, super wonder. Adbhuta Simhaya Brahmane Paramatmane. You are no other than the Supreme Brahma, the Supreme Reality. Paramatmane. You are the one denoted by the term I, the Antaratma, the Paramatma, pervading and permeating everything in this universe. Namo Bhagavate Tubhyam Purushaya Mahatmane Hare Adbhuta Simhaya Brahmane Paramatmane. This is the way you should also address your prayer. Just see the manner in which he has concluded. Now Nrsimha heard and he understood this little boy, how cautiously he speaks, how carefully he speaks, how much of insight and forethought is there. What is his wonderful concept? Even about God, he has a full and highly developed concept. He was very happy. Naigandino me mahijatviha ashisha ashasade amutrajaye bhavadvidha athapi manvantarame dadatra daityeshwaranam anubhungshva bhogan. If you say you have no desire at all before the Lord, oh, you mean to say the Lord, acha, he has no desire and let me go away. God also is looking for such desire-free people to ensure the welfare of humanity, welfare of the world. See, who can bring about welfare in this world? Any individual who has no selfishness at all, no desire of his at all. Such a person should be installed in the best and the most powerful seats to administer the country. Because they don't have any selfishness, whatever they do will be for the benefit of the people at large always. A selfish king will not be able to rule the kingdom properly. So people like Prahlada should rule. So he says, Naigam dino me mahijatviha ashisha ashasade amutrajaye bhavadvidha. Bhavadvidha. Devotees and lofty people like you, they will not ask for any desires or boons from me, either pertaining to this world or the other world. I know it very well. Whenever a devotee feels that he has no desires at all in his heart to be conveyed to Lord, do you think God will simply return, saying that he doesn't want anything? He will then find out what is the best role to be gifted to him, where he has to be placed. Because people are desireful. Therefore, they cannot do anything good or benign for the world. When there is any heart who is desire-free and selfless, I think God will woo him by all means. Just see what Narahari tells him. Athapi manvantaramedadatra daityeshwaranam anubhungshva bhogan. People like you will not be interested in anything either in this world or the other. I know it clearly. Even then, manvantaramedadatra. For this whole manvantara, daityeshwaranam anubhungshva bhogan. You go on enjoying and rejoicing over all the bhogas and delights which are meant for daityeshwaranam, for the kings and the emperors of the daityas. I want you to do that. Kathamadiya jushamanah priyam tvam aveshyamam atmani santamegam sarveshu bhudeshu adhiyajnamisham yajasva yogena cha karmahinvan. While doing so, my dear boy, I want you to ensure one thing. I want to be conscious of this. What is that? Kathamadiya jushamanah priyah tvam. In your palace, wherever you are, there should be divine stories, divine excellences, exploits. All of them should be constantly reverberating wherever you are. Sing my praises, sing my hymns, sing my exploits, sing my history, sing my behavior. Everything should be constantly sung. Madiya, Jushamanaha, and you should find constant delight in doing so. Enable so many people to come and hear those divine accounts so that they will all imbibe purity. The asuric tendencies will grow lesser and lesser and the Devic qualities will start growing. Aveshyamam atmani santamegam. So far as you are concerned, mam atmani santam egam mam atmani aveshya. You have to install me in your heart. I am constantly present. I am irreducible, I am avyaya, I am inexhaustible, I am present everywhere. But nobody seems to be conscious of such a presence. I want to be conscious of it and installing me in your heart, making me abide in your heart forever, unbrokenly, continuously, incessantly, constantly. Aveshyamam atmani santamegam sarveshu bhudeshu adhiyajnamisham. Understand me as the adhiyajna for all beings in this world. I am the indweller in all. I am indweller in all. I am the one source for whom all the sacrifices are addressed. I am sarvayajnapadi. Yajasvayogena ja karmahinvan. And constantly go on worshipping me through yoga, through meditation, through devotional contemplation, through inner merger, cha karmahinvan. And constantly be abandoning, destroying, exterminating all the karmic results. Your life should be distinct for this. Do many things glorious, famous, beneficial, benign, which will bestow happiness on others. At the same time, you should not have the least feeling of a constriction arising from ego, possessiveness or desire. This is what I want. And in order to ensure all this and also benefit all others, the recitation, the narration of the divine accounts and excellences will be the best. Kathamadiya jushamanah priyatvam aveshyamam atmani santamegam sarveshu bhudeshu adhiyajnamisham yajasva yogena cha karmahinvan bhogena punyam kushalena papam Kalevaram kalajavena hitva kirtim vishuddham suraloka gītam vidāya māmeshyasi muktabandha. Sreemad Bhagavatam is a very profuse scripture. All of you know it. There are different episodes described there. There are discussions, presentations of values, principles, messages and the like. Amongst all these things you will find there are some very specific and illustrative occasions where Srimad Bhagavata has to give a beautiful single composite message, full in every way.